like some guys do it by accident just because they're so good. You know what I mean? Like honestly, like some guys are just so talented that they'll play something and you're like, oh man, that's just really good. But they're just a really good musician. Like I could tell that he knew, that he was really hearing from God, that we all were, and that this wasn't about anybody really controlling the moment. This is about all of us hearing and responding to what the Lord was saying. Yeah. So it just felt, honestly, it felt like House of Prayer. Like, that's the only thing I can relate it back to, is that there are moments in the House of Prayer where we would just move somewhere at the same time, just because we all heard the same thing from God, and we all just happened to hit it at the exact same time. That's what it felt like. Yeah. Man, I felt the connection with you, man. Like no joke. I was just like, and walking out, it was like I said, that whole time thing. I didn't know what time it was. I got off, and the coach was like, "Dude, you realize it's 3:15?" And I was like, "I gotta be at prayer at 8 o'clock, man. Like this is too late." Like, coach, what'd you do to me? But I knew I was like, I have to get this guy's information. Like we have to stay in constant contact, because you don't find that connection with guys that you don't have a conversation with. Like the only word I said to you was, "Hey, can you play that G?" That's the only thing I said. That's the only thing I said to him. "Hey man, you know that G?" He's like, yeah. I'm like, "Okay, good. We're gonna play that G." That's the only thing I said to him the whole night. So you just don't find that connection with people like that. And that's so true. So I just felt home, man. I feel like I was on stage with some brothers that I never had.
Corey, Corey Barksdale's in the studio as well. For those of you that are watching us via Ustream, you can see him there. There he is. All right. The idea of now Corey just got back, and we'll talk to him a little bit more about his trip overseas. He just got back from Sweden. Wow. And spent a whole year over there. And I was mad because he was gone. But I'm excited to hear what God did while he was away. So we'll talk about that in a minute, Corey. Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and jump in. While you actually were there to sing with Valencia.
No.
Or how did you get there?
I wanted to clarify that too.
Yeah, please.
Now, I was already planning on being there.
Valencia I didn't mean that in a bad way.
Valencia.
Okay, go ahead.
Earlier that day, whatever. So I was like, yeah, I played for her, but I already planned on being there myself.
Oh, absolutely sweet, absolutely sweet. Yeah, what he's referring to is a comment I put on Facebook saying, "I know you were coming to play. You only coming to play for Valencia." I said, but how did you enjoy it while you were there? And I didn't mean it in a bad way. But so how did you end up there, brother?
I have a story similar to that, because I wasn't there to sing with Valencia. I had no idea what was going on. I spoke to Tracy to see what he was doing for the evening, literally. "Bro, what you got going on tonight?" Wow. He told me about this 24-hour event. I said, either you're crazy or Erick's crazy. What's the matter with y'all? I said, what is this? And so he began to tell me more about the 24 hours, and so that's how I was introduced to it, literally maybe about 2 or 3 hours before the event.
Wow.
And we got in the car, came together, and as I walked through the door, I was being introduced to the experience. And he told me he had to play for Valencia, so I say, okay, I'll go support. But I really didn't know what was going on. I just knew that this is just crazy, 24 hours. And so...
who in their right mind?
Who in their right mind? That's where I was with it. But once I got there, man, it took all of maybe 5-6 minutes for my attitude to totally change, to totally turn around. And I saw what was going on, not as an opportunity for more Chicago people to be seen and, this 24 hours. Because honestly, when I first thought about it, I said, well, you know what? This is going to be a platform so every praise and worship leader in Chicago can get the mic and everybody can do their riffs and everybody can show how high they can sing. Everybody will have an opportunity.
Sure, sure.
And I thought that, not knowing what was going on, I thought this would be just a humongous stage. Yeah. But man, when I got there, I said, well, they can cut the lights off. I said, it's a little chill in here. I said, no, it's about something different. And so that's how I was introduced to it. Tracy told me what was going on. I went to support and was blessed the entire time I was there.
Yeah, it's amazing to me that some of my friends still are still saying, hey, we came by to support. I just came to support you. I want to support my brother. And Elder Cribbs came to the first one in April. He said, I was on my way to Target. And
Hey,
thought I'd stop by.
Still haven't made
It
it.
still ain't made it to Target. He said, I was on my way to Target, and I said, I'm going to stay
6 months.
That's right. That sale is gone. It's gone. It's over.
Yeah, it's a Target not too far from the location, so he was going to go to his favorite Target, you know. And he said, let's stop by and support my brother, and ended up staying, I believe it was 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah,
Had a woman drive down from Waukegan and stayed 6 hours. Had a woman drive from Kenosha and stayed 12 hours.
Goodness
When you talk about losing time, it's easy to lose time.
Yes.
And when you're in the presence of God,
So
and that's the whole idea. All right, on the phone, listen real quickly before we go. Is I introduced for the first time spoken word or rap, gospel rap artists to the Worship for 24, and I was very, very, very concerned about how not the people would receive it, because that really wasn't my focus, but how the rap artists themselves would introduce themselves to the idea of it. Because if you're familiar with rap at any level, it's very audience participatory driven.
Yeah.
Hey, clap your hands, lift your hands, come on, get with me, stand up. Yeah, like that, baby. Come on, do your thing. And then, so I really initiated the conversation with them that, listen, this is not about you telling the audience to do anything. Yeah. They should not even be your focus. Yeah. Just talk to God, and we're going to eavesdrop. Yeah. And I got on the line my brother, King David, the Vessel, and he actually was one of the brothers that I don't think he did not a single rap line. He sang his heart out, and God moved in such a way. King David, welcome to the Urban Message, man.
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, man, glad to have you. Now, listen, tell us, what was your experience while you were there at Worship for 24?
Something totally different. I think one of the other brothers just kind of alluded to it. The same here in the city, as I'm sure it is in other places, you kind of get tired of the norm and kind of running into some of the same ideas, the same concepts, and competitiveness and things of that nature. So it was really refreshing. When I got there was a group of singing led by an Asian brother on the acoustic guitar, man.
Yeah, Filipino. Yep.
It was, everything was so stripped down and really pure, and I appreciated that, so I was tremendously blessed, multicultural worship, stripped down, no pretense, what things need to be about, so I was truly blessed by it.
Now, y'all